Okay, pull out something to write on. Yesterday we did substitution, which is where you isolated one variable and then you plugged it back into the other equation to find the answers. Um, Today we're going to do what is called elimination. And a lot of times elimination is faster and easier, but not always. Um, but it's usually pretty good. So write down this system, x minus y equals 11, and 2x plus y equals 19. And for elimination, our goal is to eliminate one of the variables by adding the two equations together. So the way I like to think of this is each equation is a balance. So we have some equations over here, and it equals, I don't know, 11 pounds. Okay? And then we have a second equation. It's got some stuff on the left side, variables, and it equals 19. Well, as long as both of those equations are balanced, I should be able to add them together and they should still be balanced. So if I were to create a new equation, and I took, let's see if I can even pull this off. So if I take this stuff and bring it over, and I take this stuff and I bring it over, it should equal 11 plus 19, which is 30. So whatever that is on the left side, it's going to now equal 30. Well, the cool part about this, I can go way back. You'll notice if I add those two equations together, then I just add in columns. So for the x column, I have x plus 2x is 3x. And notice negative y plus y cancels. And I've totally eliminated the y values. And then on the right side, I get 30. Well, all I have to do is divide by 3, and I get my x. So divide by 3 and divide by 3, and x equals 10. Well, now I need to know what my y value is. So I take this 10 and I plug it back in for x, and it doesn't matter which equation you use. So 2 times 10 plus y equals 19. 2 times 10 is 20 plus y equals 19. So now I need to move the 20 over, so I subtract it. And I get y equals negative 1. And that was quite a bit faster than doing substitution. So let's try another one. Four x plus 8y equals 20. And negative 4x plus 2y equals negative 30. So write those down. And to eliminate these, I need to add the two equations together, but I need to make sure that one of the variables is going to cancel. So I look, I have a 4x and a negative 4x, and those will cancel, so I'm good. My x's cancel. 8y and 2y is 10y. 20 minus 30 is negative 10. So I divide by 10, and y equals negative 1. So I need to take that negative 1 and plug it back into one of the other equations to find my x value. So negative 1 goes in there. 4x plus or minus, so 8 times negative 1 is negative 8 equals 20. So for this equation to find x, I just add 8. 4x equals 28. Divide by 4. And x is 7. So my answer is 7 comma negative 1. So I want you guys to try one. So write this one down. Let's do 7x plus 2y equals 24. and negative 8x minus 2y equals negative 30. So pause the video. When everybody's done, then you can play the answer. All right, hopefully you paused the video. Welcome back. If I eliminate, the y's cancel. 7x minus 8x is negative x. 24 minus 30 is negative 6. So negative x equals negative 6. I don't want to know what negative x equals. I want to know what x is. So I need to multiply both sides by negative 1. Or divide by negative 1, doesn't matter. And it turns into x equals 6. So I take that 6 and I plug it back in for x. 7 times 6 plus 2y equals 24. 7 times 6 is 42. I need to move that 42 to the other side, so I subtract it. Subtract 42. 2y equals 24 minus 42. It's going to be negative, negative 18. Divided by 2. Y equals negative 9. So my answer is 6 comma negative 9. Now so far all the problems that we've done have always had variables that eliminated, and that's not the case every time. For example, what if I had 6x plus or minus 5y, 6x minus 5y equals negative 1, and 6x plus 4y equals negative 10. Well, the 6's are the same, but when I add them, they don't cancel because the signs are also the same. So what I need to do is change one of these equations so that the 6's will cancel. And you're allowed to multiply either equation by any value as long as you multiply it all the way across. So what I need is for this top equation to be multiplied by negative 1. So negative 1 times 6 is negative 6x. Negative 1 times negative 5y is plus 5y. And negative 1 times negative 1 is 1. And now you'll notice my x's will cancel. So I had to alter one of the equations in order to get the x's to cancel. So those cancel, and I get 9y equals negative 10 plus 1 is negative 9. Divide by 9. Y is negative 1. So now I need to plug negative 1 back into any equation. It doesn't matter which one. So let's plug it into the top one. 6x, and I have a negative 5 times a negative 1, which is plus 5, equals negative 1. Subtract the 5 and subtract the 5. 6x equals negative 6. So x is also negative 1. I divide by 6 and divide by 6, I get negative 1. Okay? All right, let's look at another one. What if I add 2x minus 4y equals 8 and negative x plus 2y equals 6? So right now, nothing eliminates. The x's are different and the y's are different. So let's say that I wanted to eliminate the x's. I want to eliminate that column. Well, I have a 2x and a negative x. If that bottom x was a 2x, then the x's would cancel. So I need to double the denominator. I'm going to times the denominator by 2. And as long as I times it all the way across, I haven't really changed anything. It's like doubling both sides of a scale. As long as you put weight on one side and the other side, it will still balance. So that gives me negative 2x plus 4y equals 12. If I add those two equations together, my x's cancel and my y's cancel. And I'm left with 0 equals 20. And we know whenever we get an untrue statement, those lines are parallel, which means that this one has 0 solutions. There are no answers to this one because the lines are parallel. Okay? So we'll do another one. 2x minus 3y equals negative 19. And negative 7x plus y. Oops, that's wrong. 7x minus y equals 19. Oops. Both of these are positive 19. So change both of those 19s to positives. Okay, so my x's aren't going to cancel very easily. I want to cancel my y's. I have a negative 3 on top and a negative 1 on bottom. So I need the bottom to be negative or positive 3. If I want to cancel this y column, they have to be the same number with opposite signs. So I need to triple the bottom, but I also need to make it negative. So I'm going to times the denominator by negative 3. So when I multiply that through, I get negative 21x plus 3y, and then 19 times 3 is going to be 20, 40, 60, so 57 equals 57. Now you'll notice that the y's cancel. Negative 21 plus 2 is negative 19x. 57 plus 19 is going to be 76. So we need to move that negative 19 over. So we're going to divide it. And my x value is negative 4. So now I need to plug that negative 4 back into one of the other equations. So we'll take the negative 4 and we'll put it in for x. 2 times negative 4 is negative 8. Minus 3y equals 19. So we'll add the 8, add the 8. Negative 3y equals 27. And now all I need to do is divide by negative 3. And I get y is negative 9. So my answer is 4, comma, negative 9. So just one more problem, and then you guys can work on your assignment today. What if I had 3x plus 7y equals negative 6? Oops, nope, that's not going to work. Sorry. Let's try a different one. I don't have a good example here. Okay. So 2x minus 5y is negative 3. And 3x plus 3y equals 6. So if you look, there's really no easy way to eliminate the x's or the y's. The y's do have different signs, so I'm going to pick the y's, but you could pick the x's. And I need to create two new equations. And the only way to make the y's cancel is to find a number that 3 and 5 both go into. 3 times 5 is 15, so I need to times the top by 3 and the bottom by 5. So if you times the top by 3 and the bottom by 5, then the top y will be negative 15y, and the bottom y will be 15y. And sometimes you have to multiply both of them in order to eliminate. So we get 6x minus 15y equals negative 9, and 15x plus 15y equals 30. And now my y's eliminate. 6 plus 15 is 21x equals Negative 9 plus 30 is 21. So I divide by 21, and I get x equals 1. Now I plug that x back in to find the y. So I'm going to put this x in here. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 3y equals 6. Subtract the 3, and I'm left with 3y equals 3. Divide the 3's, and you get y equals 1. So, you have a worksheet to do. There are not too many problems. There are only 8 of them. So hopefully Nathan is here so he can help you in my absence. If you don't get this worksheet done by the end of the period, then take it home, but it's due at the first of class tomorrow. Good luck.